Today we are going to talk about one of the greatest and most mysterious civilizations of the ancient world. A people that emerged long before many of the best-known cultures of Mesoamerica, built sacred centers, created colossal stone monuments, and left behind mysteries that scholars still cannot fully explain. What if one small artifact could change the way we see the ancient world? What if, in the tropical lowlands of what are now Veracruz and Tabasco, there once existed a civilization whose knowledge and symbolism were far more advanced than many assume? When people think of lost knowledge and ancient mysteries, they usually think of Egypt, Mesopotamia, China, or the Maya. But hidden in the shadow of those famous civilizations was a people many researchers consider one of the earliest complex cultures in Mesoamerica. These were the Olmecs. The Olmecs are widely recognized as one of the earliest major civilizations of Mesoamerica. For decades, they have fascinated archaeologists because the evidence reveals a society with remarkable artistic skill, social organization, and religious symbolism. Their influence can be seen in later cultures across the region, even though much about them remains uncertain. Most people know the Olmecs for their giant stone heads. These massive basalt sculptures are among the most striking works of ancient America. Each one reflects extraordinary planning and labor, since the stone had to be quarried, transported across difficult terrain, and carefully carved. Even today, they are deeply impressive. But the stone heads are only the beginning. Archaeologists have uncovered ceremonial centers such as San Lorenzo, Venta, and Zapotes, where the Olmecs built large ritual spaces and produced refined objects from jade, stone, and ceramics. These discoveries show that this was not a simple or isolated culture, but a highly organized society with a rich symbolic world. Among the most intriguing finds are objects made from iron-rich minerals, including magnetite. Some researchers have suggested that certain polished magnetic objects may have been used for orientation. If true, this could offer a rare glimpse into how the Olmecs understood the natural properties of their environment. However, this remains only a hypothesis. Archaeologists have not reached a consensus that these objects were actually compasses, and their exact purpose is still unknown. They may instead have had ritual, symbolic, or status-related functions. Even so, the fact that this idea is taken seriously shows how much we still have to learn about the Olmecs. And that is only part of the story. The Olmecs are also linked to the early development of rubber processing in Mesoamerica, including the making of balls for ritual games. They are associated with some of the earliest monumental traditions in the region. Another controversial object tied to the Olmec world is the Cascajal Block, a stone slab marked with symbols. Some scholars believe it may represent an early writing system, while others remain cautious because both its interpretation and archaeological context are still debated. So, why are the Olmecs less famous than the Egyptians or the Maya? One reason is preservation. The humid conditions of Mexico's Gulf Coast have damaged or hidden much of the archaeological evidence, while other sites remain buried beneath soil and dense vegetation. As a result, modern archaeology, including remote sensing and geophysical surveys, continues to reveal new information about this ancient civilization. The Olmecs may not give us simple answers, but they offer something even more exciting: evidence that one of the earliest civilizations of the Americas was far more complex, inventive, and influential than many once believed. The deeper archaeologists explore their world, the clearer it becomes. The Olmecs are not just a footnote in history. They are one of its greatest unsolved mysteries.